Okay, we're live. Screen. Okay. Yeah. So before we get into the individual updates, I want us to take a step back and look at the OKRs we have. And when we made this OKR, we had two main objectives in mind. One is deliver stable, secure, and performant mainnet. Another one is deliver sharding MVP. I think at that time we were maybe overly optimistic about the current state of mainnet, and as we've seen in the past maybe several weeks, that we're not nearly as stable as we want to be on mainnet. So I think we are shifting the focus a bit from the sharding MVP work to back to focus on making sure that the single sharding mainnet is stable, secure, and performant. So what does what that means in practice is that I don't think anyone's work here will be affected. People will still be working on the task that they're currently working on. Just maybe when they're I think for some people when they're done with their current task, maybe I think I'll ask them to work on things that are more related to the single sharded mainnet. But yeah, we will discuss that separately. But just want to make sure that everyone is on the same page with that. And yeah, so just actually looking at the OKRs we have today, I think the memory leak fix is almost done. I think we just need more time to verify it, that has actually been fixed. And I think the stuff here are still things that we definitely need to work on, and we are working on, and we will be working on. But so for the items in this under the sharding MVP, I think yeah, we will postpone it. I mean, I don't think we actually started working on a lot of this, but anyways, I think we will postpone them a bit further. Yeah, so that is the current state, and yeah, let's get to update from everyone for last week. I guess we will still start with Michael. Michael, are you here?
Yes. So still looking at the 8-shard network. Last week, we spent a fair bit of time looking at the routed messages logic. Again, the idea is, it seems like the majority of the network problems stem from chunks taking a long time to propagate through the network. So we looked at it and didn't find anything suspicious. You know, it looked like we had found something, but it turned out it was only at the very end of the test when nodes were shutting down. So no new leads really about where we want to go next. I talked to Alex this morning, and he said he would take a look.
Michael, your internet connection seems to be off. We cannot really hear you.
So maybe, yeah, sorry.
Can you repeat what you just said, because I don't think any of that part is legible.
Yeah, sorry. I just said I talked to Alex this morning, and he said he would take a look at some logs as well and maybe give us some new ideas.
Okay. So what about the experiment you did with increasing the cache size for the routed back cache?
Yeah. That test also failed. So
does it help by any means?
It didn't look like it. No, as far as I could tell, everything was pretty much the same.
I see. So, well, I guess the question is, are we sure that so I guess are we sure whether the problem is because whether the request was not responded, maybe because the responses dropped, or it's because the time it takes to deliver the request and maybe the response is too long?
I suppose it's not clear which of those is more important. Both definitely happen. There are cases where no response is sent because it gets dropped for the route back cache entry is missed. And there are cases where there is a response sent, but the response takes longer than maybe it should to get back. So, but I guess probably based on the fact that the cache, the increase route back cache test failed as well, probably it means that the response being slow is the bigger issue, right? Because presumably in the example where the cache was very large, we had no route back misses.
That's not actually the case. I think we also observed misses there before, so I don't think it means there will be no misses.
Sure, but less misses for sure.
Okay. Okay. So seems like we can maybe discuss offline on where the next step should be.
Yeah, and other than that, I've got an open pull request for seals, getting the seals implementation back in line. Waiting for review from Alex on that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, let's get an update from Piotr. Piotr here?
Yes. Okay, so I've been working on adding the performance metrics to our actors, but I still need to do just a little bit work to make it cleaner and add some kind of reporting as well, like some better way to present.
Okay.
And also, I had a node running for a week, and I looked at how memory usage looks like. And basically, the memory usage didn't change much. It was like at 2.5 gigabytes. But I am running a node with some other settings that cause RocksDB to use less memory than we run in the master. So in the master, it will probably more like 4 gigabytes.
Sure, but that shouldn't affect I guess that only affects.
That will not affect really the leak. That will not affect the leak. And apart from that, I see that there is a leak of 6 megabytes per day, and I see that the number of references increases consistently. So we are basically spawning like a lot of futures using the Actix spawn, and some of those futures are being leaked. I see that now the number increases. I need to investigate which exactly those are, but in the total it's like 6 megabytes a day.
Okay, I mean that does. Wait, so are you saying that basically the number of futures increases every day? That's kind of a weird.
That's well, probably we spawn some futures that never end.
Interesting. Oh, I see. And then we'll keep spawning them.
Or maybe it's the Actix that doesn't deallocate them. So it's either or. We have at least more than 100 places where we do that. So I need to make some changes to also print print the stack, print the place that actually creates those features, not just Actix code. So anyway, I would check this, but
yeah, I don't think we necessarily need to spend more time on figuring, like, finishing this last step, because it's quite small, unless you think it could cause some other issue other than memory leak. I don't know much about the Actix internals. If you think it will cause some other trouble, then I suppose we.
I mean, it might be an issue, because if you have if you try to create some feature that doesn't finish, then you probably expect it to do something, but that feature is not really finished, right? So it could be, there could be some kind of problem, or maybe you are spawning like a trigger multiple times, and then you would end up running this trigger more and more.
I see.
Anyway, I mean, there is a small probability it could be like some issue, but unlikely, but it still might be worth investigating. Well, I have the data, I'm printing the data every hour, and I see basically this. I was able to see this leak consistently.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think it may make sense to understand whether it's like, it's just Actix just forgot to deallocate, or it's actually like literally the number of features is increasing every day, which does sound like both suspicious and that it might be a problem.
I mean, depends what that is, and I also saw that there is also another data structure in Actix related to Actix HTTP, and I see that the number of that other structure is also growing. I mean, both of them are like 6 megabytes. I mean, both of them together are 6 megabytes per day, but
yeah, I don't think 6 megabytes per day is a problem. Like it's more like
in like a year that would be what, 2 gigabytes.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it'd be a problem.
You will have to restart the node more than a year anyway.
Right. That's exactly fine. But yeah, if you think that it could potentially cause some other issues, then I think maybe
it's better
worth
to investigate, and should not be hard to do that. And
okay.
Also, I wrote some documentation on how to improve the compilation time, and I need to figure out how to. Since I wrote it inside the docs repository, I need to figure out what's the easiest way, how I can locally compile the MD file, just to see it for myself.
Oh no, I think it's automatically deployed on render. So when you submit the PR, there's a bot that will respond with a link that you can just go on render, and sorry, not go on render. They will just be deployed on render, and there's a link for you with that PR deployed, and then you can click on that link and you can just see the.
I mean, when I am writing a document like that, I would like to be able to just see it locally without having to do the deploy.
No, you don't have to do the deploy. It's done for you. Like you just.
No, I know if I do the push, but I want to see also if there is like some way I can actually.
You want to see it locally before you push?
If I can see actually preview locally before I push it, how that works. I also need to check it.
Okay, I mean, if you prefer to do it that way, but
anyway,
I mean, really,
for now I'll check the preview, but it might be.
Okay, sure.
I saw that you had some comments, and I will go and address them. I mean, there's also the question like how this document should be written, because I can describe everything in detail, how everything works, but then the document.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's. Yeah, I think what you have there is.
I mean, that would be a good explanation if someone wants to know, but it's not necessarily. If you just want to use it, then I just wrote something small without much explanation. But otherwise, the document would be just too long.
Yeah, I think what you have there is great.
The only thing that I'm missing is like some way of determining how big of a performance impact those settings have.
Sure, but I mean, I feel like that documentation is more for people just to be able to get down the compilation time, and I don't think we need to like measure to do some proper benchmark to see how exactly it's how much exactly decreased. Yeah, so I think what you have there is.
I mean, there
totally
may be
fine.
like a few percent performance increase because of turning off the linker time optimization. But I don't know how much it is exactly. I mean, I am still able to run the node, but in theory, if you had some low-end machine, you could be like on
yeah, but I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Like,
anyway, if you want, anyway, I am able to run the nodes with those settings. They work fine for me, but
okay.
Then anyway, it might be good if someone tries it out, and then if there is something
sure.
they don't understand, then I will update the documentation just to avoid those pitfalls.
Sure.
If there is something that people have commonly issue with, but I just wrote it. I didn't want to make it too big, so I wrote it.
Sure. Yeah, sounds great. Okay, Misha, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Yeah, can you give an update on what you have been working on?
Yes, I've been finishing the orphan attack. I have a change almost ready for it. It turned out to be more invasive than expected, but I'll send a pull request. Yeah, so then the orphan attack fix, it will also help with the unblock the is-height processed problem. And I'm also working on investigating the node hanging.
Any ideas here on like how you want to investigate?
I have a couple of ideas.
Okay. Do you want to share it here or?
My main idea is to add the debug information.
So basically, you're running node.
But I also have a couple, like some theories of what could cause this. Like one of my theories is that node could actually like get stuck on some fork and there's some bug in Doomslag or something, and the node just is forever on that fork.
I see. Okay. Yeah. That. Well, I think I have some similar idea, but not. I think not exactly that. But yeah, because maybe you can discuss afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, I think yeah, running. I suppose you're going to run a node with some more debug information, I suppose, and yeah, I think that sounds reasonable. Okay, looks like oh, Alex is here. Alex, do you have updates on the syncing stuff?
So no, last week I was out, so I didn't work on it. But it's the work is slowly progressing. In terms of code, I'm relatively close, but the tests are barely started, so it will take some time. And I don't know how much time I will have this week to work on it. But also I do want to spend some time this week to look into the logs of the multi-node cluster, just to have a fresh look.
The multi-node cluster. So which cluster is that?
Michael's experiments.
Oh, yes.
100-node cluster, yes.
Yes. I see.
Yeah, just to see if there's something that I can spot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, but your change is both quite large and also a protocol change, right?
The syncing is
actually, is it a protocol change?
Let me think. So what changes is that there's a new request, right? You might be requesting
I see.
light client blocks which someone needs to serve to you, but you can do it in two non-protocol changes, right? You can first roll out.
Oh wait,
an
but
upgrade
yeah,
upgrade
but that's
protocol, know
just
how
like
to respond.
adding like an RPC, right? Like if I
Right, but
understand
you cannot roll out both. Like you cannot roll out this binary in a single upgrade, because if you have this.
Oh, so if you serve this, you cannot serve the old one. Is that the?
No, you can serve the old one, but if nobody else is serving, you will not be able to sync, right? So if you upgraded, but majority of others did not, you will get stuck. I guess it's fine, given that. Given that like everybody will restart in a short time frame, and most of the people are already close
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, yeah. So if you, but yeah, that only affects you if you're like pretty behind, right? If you're just following the network,
not even pretty behind. The way I'm building it right now.
Oh.
Implicitly, you literally can only do light speed sync if you start afresh. If you ever sync.
I see.
It
Okay.
simplifies the state machine significantly.
I see.
It doesn't sacrifice much because you're not expected to ever get so behind that you would need a light speed sync again. Right. So like even if you're 5 days behind, you can sync.
I see.
Well,
but if like you stop a node and restart it a month later, that probably is a problem.
Yes. At that point. Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why I don't want to make it more complex is that it affects garbage collection, right? If you do light speed sync, you break invariance. And so like with state sync, it was quite a bit of pain.
Right.
And it's unclear if it works today. so with light speed sync, I want to avoid the same issue. And I don't think the gains of enabling ever transitioning back to light speed sync outweigh the
yeah. But okay, so if that's the case, I think rolling out in one release should be fine. Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think there is a protocol change per se.
I see.
It could just work.
Well, that's great. Yeah, then we can even test it earlier. And yeah, sounds like should be able to have a better sync by the end of this year. Okay, that sounds good. Is there something else that people want to discuss? Looks like no. Okay, everyone have a good week and see you guys next week.